Hello, everyone. Welcome to Toyitos. Welcome back to Toyitos. To all our beautiful subscribers, we say thank you so much for staying with us. If you're new here, we are so happy you find us. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit on the notification bell so you'll be notified for more upcoming videos. In the comment section, please note the regretful comments. Thanks for watching. Till I will see you in my next video. Stay safe, stay blessed. I love you all. Bye.
Sígbéyàwó lọ́wọ́ kí ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀?
Àwọn ta ló ń ṣe ìgbéyàwó?
No,
Màmá tí àti Labí.
ẹ jẹ́ ká fún bossman time now.
Hold
Bossman
on,
ti wà ní.
ní much time. Mo ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré attend sí lára bossman. Ṣé àní náà ló lo MBT?
Òun ní underground 13 underground undercover àbí kí ló pè.
No, kò tí sí bí báyìí. Kò sí bí.
It is okay.
Anna Super
Anyway, so
send request.
yeah, so Anne, if you are here, under my voice.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, bro. Like I tell
Bro, what part of you like?
Play your way.
Yeah, so yesterday, I'm so sorry everyone that I actually disappointed every one of you for coming up to say I was gonna open camera and ending up not showing you anything. All right. So just that whenever I'm online, I love it when my lawyers are around to make sure to guide me in procedures and how I do things. So they actually thought that I was trying to show some other things, but I said no. I was talking about the pathology, the second pathology that was done by the Alobas family. I wasn't talking about any other thing. So I have to clarify that this morning, and then I got the clearance to go ahead and show you because I've been waiting so long. Key and Aloba to have the courage to show the public the result because the public need that result from them because we paid for it, and the family owes us the obligations to show us the result. Nothing should be hidden because I remember clearly during the government wanted to do the autopsy and we had to protest, we had to fight, we had to go to Berekete. And if you could do that for the family of Aloba, so we put money down for them to conduct a private autopsy. And now you did a private autopsy and you are shutting us out of the result or the location where the stuff is done. Even some public are even saying that maybe the result wasn't done, maybe they did not carry up any whatever. And I think the public have the answer to that. I've been quiet for so long, expecting the Aloba to gather some, as in to have some balls to come out and show them all this. And since it seems today, as of today, 21st of November 2025, Alaba family ceased not to come out to the public to give us the accurate information regarding to the second autopsy. Then, so far that the documentation of the autopsy is now a public document, then I will reveal that today because it's now a public document. All right. So I am going to open my camera here. And I know that some few people also have access to the document as well. All right. I'm aware of that. All right. So there's nothing hidden anymore. So just give me a second. So I here is the beginning pages of this document. Now the name of the pathologies is hold on please.
Mr. Uzo.
Kí lorúkọ ẹ̀?
All right.
Bossman.
Yes, please.
Nǹkan tí ó pa tó fẹ́ ṣe lánàá tó ṣe ló fẹ́ ṣe lónìí ni.
Yes, yes. So, and then show you the address of the place, so that at least the public will be aware that they'll be they'll be aware of the whole thing or the pathologies or the second autopsy thing. All right. So here is it here, and the name of the pathologist is Mr. Let me zoom it. You can see the name of the pathologist. Hold on, just give me a second. Let me get myself a pen. Now, here is the name of the pathologist right here. All right. Easy. Is a brief resume. My full name is Onwum Okereke Eze, and my professional address is in the University College Hospital, UCH, Queen Elizabeth II Road, Ibadan, Nigeria. Second, I'm a medical practitioner practicing as a forensic pathologist specialist in pathology and forensic medicine, both forensic pathology and clinical forensic medicine. Three, my qualifications are Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, MBBS, Ibadan. All these things here are all his CVs. And like I said, this man is a honorable person, is a very popular person, and is a man of integrity. If according to his resume and what people says about him, all right. So I don't think he's going to be getting himself involved in any scandalous or fake what arrangement of pathology. So that's just the way it is. Anyway, so now yeah, at the all the statement October 2024. Yeah, that's it. So like I said, all this normal is already in the public domain. So I do not know why the family seeks not to show all these things to the public. So let me just go straight to my point. The location of this pathology is the lab used is here. So this is it right here. Forensic Laboratory Service. Institute. Let me blow it right here for you. I hope you all can see it now.
Institute de Medicina
Legal Ciencia Forenses
Ciencia Forense.
Consejería, whatever that is.
Oh boy.
All right. So if there's a lady in the comment section yesterday that says she stays in Spain that we understand. So let me show you the address and the phone number of where this thing is located.
Really, what
Is
is
right
not
here.
even go and do protest in that Spain?
Yes.
So
So you can see this is how they cargo this thing to the place. Okay, here is the reference number E0001 2004. Your reference number, Dr. O AZ, JP, Doctor Peredo Carrero. All right. So this Dr. AZ is the pathologist for the private investigator, and I guess this one right here, Dr. Peredo, is the one over in Spain. And like I said, so forensic medicine unit, Department of Pathology, UCH, where the man works, Ibadan, Nigeria. requested by Mr. You can see the name of the pathologist. Here is the shipping other information of the location of the Madrid in Spain where they took the result to. And here you can see the phone number of the location of that place. What I gave yesterday on the comment section, that Julio Cano Lasso Pobero de Vadeba. And then you can also see the second pronounce of this Hortaleza 28055 Madrid and the phone number right there. So that's what I had to show you guys today. So if you should ask me, was the autopsy done according to the Aloba, I would tell you yes, it was done. I was aware of some information when they were doing the paperwork. I mean, when they were doing the arrangement, but I didn't have any evidence as of that time last year when they were doing all the arrangement. I was only aware of I was only aware of where how they were just when they were liaising with the pathologists and all stuff like that. And I'm also aware of what I said that when they went to take the specimen out, and there was no money because Mr. Miwa claimed there was no money to do that. So it was a member of the critical thinkers that, or maybe one or two of them, members
But
of the critical
Bayo,
thinkers,
Bayo Billion.
BioBillion and Co. dropped the money and they used the money to ship the specimen to Spain. So I have showed you that the lab is located somewhere in Spain, Madrid, around Madrid. All right. So if you are in around that area, please go ahead and then go ahead. And that's just what I have to say. So that is it. So, Barati, that's what I just said. Okay, I owe you that of the obligation since I said I was going to show you. Every other thing is going to come out at the right time. So that is it.
Thank you. They go do test for country where they no sabi speak English. They never sabi English for Nigeria. They never sabi English for America. Finish. UK. They go Spain. Long. 12. Thank you.
Hola,
DNA na China they go do the DNA. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ lọ contribute.
wọ́n fẹ́ fly lọ US lọ ṣe DNA yẹn ni. So Burexi àti bàbá wọ́n fẹ́ fly out.
Tó bá dé US wọ́n ní kò sí test ńbẹ̀ wọ́n gbé lọ sí China or wọ́n gbé lọ sí
wọ́n á tún fò lọ Caribbean from Caribbean. Yeah, wọ́n á lọ Russia, wọ́n á wá lọ sí Ukraine.
Oh yeah, let's leave Oloriabi. And I think you want to say something. Oloriabi says 15 minutes or something.
Okay, I just wanted to ask Bossman. Bossman, are you going to elaborate as to the findings? The only thing I can say that I know as far as critical thinkers when we worked with the lawyer and Muyiwa on this was, I am aware when Mr. Muyiwa was saying we're looking for a pathologist. As a matter of fact, we had a call for confidentiality reasons. I wouldn't name the people on the call, but you all know yourselves. We had a call, we always had a call. And so one of the calls he mentioned and said, okay, we talked about the pathologist. And then he said, okay, we're looking for one. And then he said, okay, we're looking for one. And then he said, okay, we're looking for one. And then he said, okay, about what he was. And I remember saying to them that, I think if I remember correctly, £500 was like basic toxicology testing. And then it goes up even up to 1,500, depending on what you're looking for. So I think later we then had wanted the one that the government could not have an influence to, if you want to say bribe or whatever. So then they found this one. Now, we didn't know the name of who this pathologist was. We just knew they said they had found the pathologist. Now, in, I don't know, there's no critical thinker here, ex-critical thinkers, Peckhead or so, they were here. I remember one of the calls we used used to call Barrister Dumosu, like if they're going to do the what do you call it, autopsy or the postmortem examinations, that since they he had any altercation with anybody, you find those DNA, or you want to say, you find the samples under his fingernails. Let's just see it and let them do a proper scan. I have my chats as evidence because I don't talk bullshit, right? So I did say that. I was like, okay, he'll pass it on. Now, as to the details, when they went to do the I'm sure, because they had the court order, and it was very clear that the other party had to be there, their representatives. So I'm sure they went there to take the sample. Then the other thing I know I heard was like, okay, the sample there, because I kept asking, and I said, so what's going on? Have you guys taken the sample? Have you sent it over? They said they had somewhere in Europe. Honest to God, we hadn't known where in Europe as at the time. This is when I was asking first. And I remember having discussion with Bryce, and he was like, oh, that they're trying to work that out. And I said, oh, come on. DHL would carry that. They have this special containers where they take samples. I was like, okay, cool. And but it was much later, during our calls, discussion, and all of that, we got to find out, that someone had to finance that. And it's very typical. It's nothing serious, because most times when you ask this man who you are and say, okay, you need to pay for this. For instance, if you guys remember the phone forensic, when he said they had done their own, and he had done one, or contracted somebody to do one, the company he gave us. Oh my God, there's so much noise. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
sorry.
I can
Okay.
hear you.
So when they said they had he had contacted someone to do the phone forensic, I remember he sent me the company name, and when I saw it, and I said, okay. Sorry, I think, Uncle Lurabi, I think you can mute. I think the noise is coming from him, sorry. Right, so I said, okay, since they had, she showed me what they found. They think they're going to charge him, is it like $800 or something like that? So I said, okay, I've seen it. I said, but they need to transcribe, because if whatever they find, they need to be able to, tell you what they find on those texts and all of that, was what I said. And I'm giving this to say that, so typical, when it came to stuff like that, he had to say, okay, somebody, if some of us, one person from the group offered, to pay for stuff like that, because there's always this story of the money, the GoFundMe can't have access to it. What am I trying to bring out here? To say that it is a pattern of this particular person or whoever else taking the bill, footing the bill for this, and obviously will get reimbursed. That's what I can say for that. And that is a fact. And if that person thinks I'm playing, you know me, you don't push my buttons. I'll bring out the critical thinkers chat. So don't play with me. Right, so we'll leave it there. So when I later had to say that, okay, they had sent the samples, I was like, okay, good. Then later on, we've had meetings with this lawyer. I kept saying, okay, so what's up? Have they found how did it go? Yada, yada, yada. And then he said that they had gotten it, but it was in Spanish. It needed to be translated to English. So we're like, the story was they're looking for a translator or whatever. And I said, come on, but if it's a toxicology lab, they obviously would have medical doctors who would know how to transcribe that. Because if you just get any translator, you could lose, the vital meanings just when it's going from one, they won't catch the vital terms. And they said, okay. So that was the last thing we heard, that, okay, the result was ready, but looking for a translator. Until this day, I didn't get the result. It's just now that Bossman has just sent me a copy while we're talking. He's just sent me a copy of it. Just right now. I didn't see the result. I didn't know what they found. But when we kept asking Basit, saying, what's happening? So have they found anything? He just said, oh, there's a process, which is that they would take the whatever sealed to the coroner inquest. I was like, okay. And that was it. And then you guys know the story. After then, there was the brouhaha, yada, yada, yada. He had to go, yada, yada, yada. And that's it. So I'm saying this to say that's so much that I know. Now, I would now go further. Let's just brainstorm for a minute. My concern is this. If that result came out and they read it in the coroner inquest, now, Molly, you were there, you probably have the right terms, what they said. My concern is two things. When they did the physical autopsy, what did they find out? Did they do a proper forensic on the body? Because if it's a forensic pathologist, I expect that he does forensics, so he will do body, what do you call it? Is it body mapping? Where he would take samples to just see, let me just put in layman terms, an extensive research or extensive examination on the body, being a forensic pathologist. That's what I would expect. But I'm not, I'm not in that field, so I can't say. But that's what I was hinting at, and that's the questions I was asking the barrister. Now, secondly, what sort of testing did they order? If you take reference back to the NMS lab, what they ordered there was the basic testing, which was just testing for drugs, if you had cocaine or any of that. So now, this test that they did, what sort of testing did they order for? Because if they did the autopsy, they did the toxicology, if you just did the basic testing, okay, you're going to get whatever you get. However, if they did a detailed testing and they paid, I don't know what they paid for it and all of that, then okay, you would be able to be clear or certain to an extent to say, okay, we're likely certain that this is the cause of death. Now, I remember that one of the times, if I'm correct, when we spoke to the barrister, we were told that the toxicology was done for free. If any of you has been listening to me before, I have mentioned that before, that they said the toxicology, thank you, was done for free. The toxicology bit was done for free. Now, I remember during one of the calls I asked, I said, why? And I started thinking, that was what informed my thought to say, they probably found nothing. And I was saying, that body's decayed and all of that. If you remember the story where I was dragged and they were saying all kinds of shite, but that's not important.
They're trying to throw you under the bus. That's what they're trying to do.
Exactly. So, but what's important right now is simply put, what sort of testing did they order for?